Hi friends, in this video I'm going to show you how you can create a 2023 planner with dated pages that have a front cover and a back cover. And I will also show you how you can create the same planner resized into the A6 size. So same, this one has a front and a back cover, and in between are the dated pages. So before we start, let me quickly explain you how the planner sizes work. So there is the A5 size. This, for example, is the A5 size. And then there also are A6 size planners. And then there also are personal size planners. And the smallest ones are the pocket size planners, which are tiny. Now, before I move on to the tutorial, let me quickly explain you how the paper sizes work. So this page here is a US letter size paper, and then next to it is the A4 size paper. And you see that the A4 size paper is a tiny bit longer, but it also is more narrow than the US letter size. So you see up here is the US letter size, this one's the A4 size, and it's around 6 millimeters wider, the US letter size. So these are the sizes compared. Usually in the United States you would have US letter size, and then in Europe or Asia you would have A4 size paper. Now let's take a look at, for example, the A5 size. So this is how the A5 size looks like. It's exactly the half of an A4 size paper. So technically I could have two A5 sizes next to each other like this, and it would be the exact same size as an A4 size paper. So this means that whenever you're creating inserts for the A5 size, I would suggest you to have a version where you have double pages, two pages next to each other, so your customers based in Europe or Asia would be able to print them out double pages like this and then also save paper. However, for the US letter size paper, it's impossible to fit two A5 sizes next to each other. So you see here that when I'm trying to line them up, the US letter size isn't high or long enough. It would be wide enough, but it wouldn't be long enough. When you're creating an A5 planner, you would also have to export it for the US letter size, so it's exporting you a version where one single page is on one sheet of US letter size paper. But I will get to this one back later when I'm explaining you how to export the inserts. Just remember that for the US letter size, you can only export the pages, single pages like this. Let's check out the A6 size. The A6 size is half the size of an A5 size. So basically I could now add two A6 sizes and they would create or add up to an A5 size. So this means that technically I could also export, or you could also export A6 planners as a quadruple. So you can print out, or your customers can print out 4 pages at a time on one A4 size paper. However, this doesn't really work for the US letter size because the US letter size again isn't high enough. So on the US letter size, you would export the A6 size to be double pages like this. Then next we have the pocket size. So this one's the pocket size, a very tiny planner. The pocket size is smaller than the A6 size. So what you can do with pocket sizes is when you're exporting the planner, you can export them as quadruples, which means it will make you 4 copies on one sheet of paper. And this would fit on a US letter size, and it would also fit on an A4 size. Then the last size I would like to show you is the personal size. So the personal size is similar to the A6 size. It's a bit more narrow. And it's also longer. But essentially you would export the personal size double like this as well. And this would fit on A4, and it will also fit on the US letter size. So this is all about the sizes. If you're creating planners for your shop, I recommend you to maybe have the A5 size available, maybe also the A6 size. And then if you want, you can also create US letter size inserts or A4 size inserts. The personal size is very popular as well, so maybe stick to these 3 sizes in the beginning, and then if your customers are requesting more sizes, you can still add more sizes to your selection in your shop. But basically what I recommend is A5, then A6, maybe also have a US letter size version, and since you're creating the US letter size, you can also add an A4 size, which they are similar in sizes. And then if you want to further add one more size, the personal size would be a great size as well. So US letter, A4, A5, personal, and A6. So if you're a new shop owner, I would suggest you maybe start out with these sizes. Okay, so now let's jump to the tutorial. So here is the planner we will be creating together. You see it's a planner that has a cover. The left side is the back cover and the right side is the front cover. And then it starts at January the 2nd, and then it moves on to the next week, 9th, 10th, 15th. The next page is January 16th, and so on. And this planner goes from January 2nd till March 31st, and then it continues at April 1st, 2nd, and so on. This planner is just for 3 months, and I also suggest you to create planners in 3-month blocks. So it's easier to print and it's also easier to create. So basically you would create a planner for the first quarter, which is January, February, March, and then your second planner would be April, May, and June, and then July, August, September, and so on. And then if you're a seller, it would also be much easier for your customers to print out 3 months at a time, rather than having to print out the whole year. And it also would prevent you from wasting a lot of paper in case you would print it out wrong. So creating 3-month planners is much better than creating a full year planner. What you could do as well is maybe create half-year planners. So you would have in total around 28 pages. That is still okay. However, the safer side would be just creating 3-month block planners. Okay, so now let's start with the tutorial. In this tutorial, I will be showing you how to create something similar that looks like this. And I got this planner from the starter page. Now I'm opening up the hub page, and then when I click on starter templates, you will see that there are many different kinds of planners you can use as starters. So let's scroll all the way down and then select planner right here. It looks like this. You can also select any other kind of planner and open it up. Then first things first, if you do want to have a calendar here on the left side, like I have it here, then what you will have to do is click on this widget and then insert a monthly calendar. So click on month calendar. And then you see here that the header isn't showing. So in the settings, scroll down until you see header and then click on show header like this. It's still the wrong month, or it's not showing any month. So up here on the top bar, you can select the year and the month for the calendar. So I'll select January 2023. What you can do as well is you can also choose to have the numbers centered instead of having them on the top left. So if you do want to center the numbers, scroll down in the settings. Here under day start, numerical date position, you can, instead of top left, have center selected, and this will center the numbers. Now let's see here, we have a weekly planner starting on Tuesday and ending on Sunday. Now we need an extra box so we can have 7 days of the week. Let's maybe add a box right in here. What we'll need to do is select this page. You can click anywhere on an empty space on the page and then click on Layout. Planner selected, go to Adjust Layout, and here is where you can adjust the layout. You can add boxes, so you can insert widgets, or you can also erase widgets or boxes. So you see here, if I click on this D box, this menu will show up. I can click on the minus button and this will erase the widget, and then I can insert a new one, a new box like this, and I can insert a second one. Now here I have a new space where I can insert a new widget. So let's select this one. We don't want to have this list, but we want to have a similar box like the Sunday or the Saturday box. So the easiest way would be to copy one of the other ones. So click on the upper left side up here on copy, and then select this space again, and then click on paste. And now we have all 7 boxes. Now next, let's add some date flags. So select the first widget, the Tuesday box here, and then in the settings you want to scroll down to date flag and click on top, and this will add you a dated widget or a date flag. So you can click on this date flag and this will pull you up this menu right here. Here you can select the day you want the weekly planner to start. So here I have January 2023 selected, and I want it to start on Monday the 2nd. Then under style, you can select a different style or a different type of date flag. I will select, for example, this one right here, Monday 2nd. And then under size, here is where you can make it bigger, or you can have it wider or smaller, like this. And then what you can do as well is scroll all the way down here. If you don't want to have a gray border wrapped around this date flag, you can click on this custom box and then select a white color. Now most likely you will see a different color picker, so don't be confused if it looks different on your end. It depends on what kind of browser you're using and also what type of computer or laptop you have. Okay, so anyway, select the white color, and then you can also have it the inside color white as well. If you don't want to have this line in the middle, you can go back to style, scroll all the way down, and then under line color you want to select the white one. So now you have a simple date flag with no lines, which shows the day and the date. Now you see here that the number 2 is cut off, so maybe let's make it a bit higher, or maybe also change the font like this and have all the fonts the same height. And then what we can do as well is we can also erase or remove this header on top of this widget, the Tuesday label. So let's remove that one like this. So you can either completely remove the header space, so it will pull the widget up and fill the entire field, or you can show the header space, but then here in the setting menu you can erase the word Tuesday like this. So once you're happy with how it looks like, you can simply copy this and paste it into all the other fields. Then next click on the second box and change the date to Tuesday, here to Wednesday 4th, Wednesday 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. So this is the weekly planner completed. If you don't want to show this title or header up here that says weekly, you can go to text, have H1 selected. This is the top header part. And then you can have both pages selected and then deselect to show the title header like this. Okay, so this is how the planner looks like right now. I'll show you how to create a version that looks like this. So for this version, I selected a different H2 font. So I went to regular, H2 regular, and selected the very first font, which is Antique Didone regular. And then what I did as well was I went to styling, and to create a rounded style like this, I selected the Jovial Thin style. So style neutral, all widgets selected, and then select the styling right here, Jovial Thin. Okay. Next, what I did is I also changed the colors. So I changed it to a blush pink, and the color you see here in the header, this one's the second color right here, the header color. So this is what I changed. I changed it to a more light pink. I can give you the exact color code. The color code is hashtag EFE5E5. So let me copy this and paste it in here. Okay. Now you see that it might look better if we fill out this entire widget. So you can click on it again and then click on remove header. So now this full widget is filled out, and I think this looks nicer. So I will repeat this step for all the boxes right here. And now, since we have filled out the entire widget, we might also want to move these date flags to the top. So click again on the date flag to pull up this menu. In the sizing menu, you can go to from top, and then from the top you can move it up like this. You can also make the font a tiny bit bigger, maybe set it to 12 like this. And then something I have missed is this font here. So this meal planner has been created by using the multiple box widget, which is right here. So I added this widget, and then I set it to have 7 rows and 1 column, 7 and 1, and this is how I created this widget. You see, with this widget you can have as many rows and columns as you want. And then I clicked within the fields, and then I wrote in M for Monday, here I wrote in Tuesday, and so on. And this font is not the H2 font. The H2 font are all the fonts which are the headers of the widgets. But if you write within the widget, then this would be the H3 font. So H3, let me click on it, regular, and then reselect an Antique Didone font, and there we go. Now this planner looks good. I like how it's looking. It's very similar to what we have here. What we'll do next is we'll open up the multiple page menu, and here is where we can add and create multiple pages. Now before we move on, I will have to let you know that the system will always need to know what will be placed on the front of the planner. So like you saw before, there is a front cover that will wrap the entire planner together. So it needs to know if it should print anything on that front page. So duplicate or add a new page, click on add page, and then you see it will add you a a new page, it will also insert you the template, but we don't need this one. Then now you want to move this second page to the first page or to the first position, and here is where we will create the front cover and the back cover. So basically your planner will start on page 2 and the first page is reserved for the cover. If you don't want to have any cover at all, you would leave this page here empty. So go to layout, and to create an empty layout with no widgets, no boxes at all, go to adjust layout, and then you want to click on each single box and then on the minus button to remove them like this. And then you can select the second or the right page and repeat the step, do the same thing, and now you have an empty layout. So this first page, as mentioned, will wrap your entire planner. The right side is where the front cover is and the left side is where the back cover is. Let's go to sticker and click on widget and then click on text quote widget. This will add you a text widget that looks like this. What you can do now is you can remove the sentence in the settings and type in, for example, January till March, and below you can type in 2023. You can make it bigger or smaller. So this would be the front page, and then on the left side would be the back page. So let's maybe make this one prettier. Let's switch to sticker, and let's maybe create a modern abstract cover. Let me simply just select this sticker here. It looks like this, and we can place it here into the middle. And let me show you how the right page looks like. So this is how the front page would look like. Looks good to me. And then on the back page, if you want to leave it empty, just leave it as is. But if you want to decorate it, you can maybe add a few elements. Oops, select the left page to insert stickers to the left page. So maybe add something like this, and then you can maybe add some golden lines like this, and then maybe something like this. Maybe you can also add a black line so it looks more abstract like this, and there we go. Okay, so back cover the left side, front cover is the front side. This is all you need to know and to remember. So never forget to reserve the first page as a cover. If you don't want to have any cover, just leave it empty with no stickers, no text at all. Then your planner will begin on the second page. Okay, so everything is set up. From here, it's very simple. All you need to do is click on duplicate and change date. So right here, down here below, is a button called duplicate plus change the date. And when you click on it, you will see that it will add you a page, and it will also change the dates for you. Let's go back to page 2. Here is the Monday the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Third page is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Then if I click on this button again, 16, 17, 18, and then you can click as many times as you want, and it will create you a new page and also will automatically change the dates for you. Let me close up this panel. Okay, so here I am in February 27th, 28th, and then let's duplicate it again. Now I am in March, and I will create in total 14 pages, and the last page will be March 31st, which is the last day of this month. Okay, 14 pages in total. They all are dated from January 2nd till March, the last week of March. Now, this is how you would create a data planner. That is all you need to do. There is not more to this. Next, let's jump to how to export the planner. So go to Save Export, then Export, and then next it will ask you on what kind of paper you will be printing out the planner, and then also ask if you want to rearrange the pages or not. Now let's check out this planner. The planner I have created here is in the A5 size. So for A5 sizes, you could create a double version to be printed out on A4, and all customers, or if you're based in Europe or Asia, you could print it out on A4. So this is convenient, and it will also save you much more paper. However, if you're in the United States and you're printing out the A5 planner, it will have to make you a version that looks like this, because two A5 sizes next to each other will not fit on this paper, right? So as a demonstration, let me select US letter size and then just have rearrange selected, and let's click on Batch Generate PDF and let's see what happens. Now this is how it will look like when exported. Here I had US letter size selected. You see that the PDF itself is in the US letter size, but the insert is in A5 size. You see the cut lines here. If the customer or if you cut along these cut lines, you will end up with an A5 size planner. Now if you go back and now click or select A4 and then Batch Generate PDF again, the PDF file will look like this. This is how the PDF looks like. You see, it created you a version where two pages are next to each other, because on the A4 size paper you can print two A5 pages next to each other and it will perfectly fit. And you or the customer will only have to trim the paper in half. Next to the second question, so now you know if you have to select US letter or A4. Best practice is if you are creating a A5 planner, you want to export it both for A4 and US letter size. Next to the second question or menu, here it says if you want to rearrange it for the rings or not. Now this one's the big question everyone is confused about, but I will quickly explain you how it works. Now let's say you don't click on rearrange pages. Here I have an example for you. It's the same planner, it's just in A6 format, right? And the A6 size will be printed out double pages like this, because two A6 sizes fit next to each other both on the A4 size, and on the US letter size you can also fit two A6 sizes next to each other. So when you select A6 size, it will export you a double version. You see on the first page is the cover. Like we have it here in the multiple page menu, the cover is on the first place. Then the second page would be January 2nd, and then on the third page would be January 9th, and then fourth page would be on the back of this page here, would be January 16th till 22, and then it moves on with 23 till 29th, and then on the back it continues 30th, and then till February 5th, and then 6th, and so on. And since everything continues perfectly fine, they all are in this correct order like we have it in the multiple page menu. Since you think that everything continues fine, you would also think that when you print it out and put it together, it all is correctly in order. So let's see if this is true, and maybe let's take this page here. It's a random page, and let's cut this one out. So now I have cut out this insert. You see, it actually looks perfectly fine. We have February 27th, and then it goes on to March 1st, and then March 1st, 2nd, 3rd, March 4th, 5th. You would think that if I now flip the page, it should go to March 6th, but it doesn't. Now it's suddenly at February 20th. But however, if I flip it this way, it still looks correct. Here I have 22nd, 23, 24, 25th, 6th, and then here 7th. However, this page here is wrong. And this is why you cannot select Do Not Rearrange if you are printing double pages like this. So anything that is exported in double pages, like this one here, should not be printed out by selecting Do Not Rearrange. You have to rearrange all your pages if you are printing out something that has two pages next to each other. Now, if you do select to rearrange the pages, it will look like the following. The numbers of the pages might look mixed up. For example, here I have February 20th, 21, 21st, and then on the other side I have Wednesday and Thursday 9th. So that would be wrong. However, if you cut out this entire planner, you cut it around the corners, you cut it in half, and then if you put it together, insert it into your planner will look completely fine and the numbers will line up. So just to prove you that I am not wrong, I will randomly take out maybe this page right here. Cut out this insert. Okay. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, 6, 7. Okay, so this planner is correct. The numbers do continue correctly. And on the other side, we have 25, 26, 27, 39, 29th, and then it continues on 30. So you see that the inserts will continue correctly. And this is why I always recommend you to export to rearrange. Doesn't matter what size, doesn't matter what planner size. The best thing is to select rearrange. If you select to rearrange the pages, it will not go wrong. Whether you have US letter size, A4 size, you're making a pocket size planner or any other planner, it will always create you a printable that will be arranged correctly for you. So again, select the paper size. Best is to select US letter if you're a seller. Have rearranged pages selected. Click Batch and Read PDF to create your PDF file. And then this PDF file you can import into Etsy and then sell it as a printable planner. So now that you know how to export a planner, I will show you how you can create this exact planner for the A6 size. And this will be very quickly. This will take just maybe a minute. Now back to the Create page. This planner is for the A5 size. To make it in A6, the best way and the quickest way would be to delete all the pages you have here, so that you only have 2 pages left, which are the cover and the second page. So let me quickly delete everything we have here. Okay, cover left and the second page left. Go to the cover page, go back to planner mode, have size selected, and then click on A6 size. To automatically resize the planner into the A6 size. You might also want to adjust the font. Go back to sticker to select this text. Okay, this text here. And then up here you can resize it, make it smaller like this. And if everything looks good, go to the second page, do the same thing, go to Planner, Size, and then select A6. And now you have an A6 version. Here with the A6 size, you might change a few things. You might want to make the font smaller or bigger. Then you might also want to click on the date flag and then make it smaller under size. Maybe make it a bit smaller like this, and you might also want to move it up a bit like this. Maybe also make the font smaller, set it to 10. Okay. If you want, you can also reduce the amount of rows you have in the to-do lists. Can make more or less depending on what you prefer. And also let's maybe adjust the H3 font here. So let's make it smaller. Here we go. So this is how the A6 size looks like. And then from here, you can again duplicate it to 14 pages. The reason why it's easier to start over again is because you don't have to individually change the date flags on every single page. So click on duplicate, change date, click, in my case, 14 times because this planner ends in March. 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. You see the last page is ending on March 31st, and this is the complete planner. Then from here, save export. I will have US letter size selected, rearrange, and then batch generate PDF. And that is all you need to do. For the pocket size or any smaller size, you would repeat the same steps. So basically remove all the pages, and then on the second page, adjust the size, select pocket size. Here pocket size. And then also you might want to, you see the date flag is too big, you want to adjust the date flag as well. So click on it. Under size, you might want to make it smaller. And then you might want to make it, you might also want to adjust the font to maybe 7. Then you might also want to adjust the rows so you don't have that many lines in such a small size. Like this. Maybe also down here below, reduce the amount of rows. And then you can maybe adjust this grid here, make it maybe a bit smaller like this. And then go to text, H2, make the font a bit smaller, H3, make the font bigger or smaller as well. And you see that with the pocket size, it's really hard to make everything look the same as it does in the A6 or A5 size, because you only have like such a small space to work with. But in this case, maybe remove the text meal, so remove the header, and now you would have more space here. So then from here again, so you will go to the cover page, also here select the size pocket, sticker to select this text, make it smaller. And then the first page and second page looks fine. Now we need to remove all the other A6 size pages. Click on it and delete them manually. Okay. Cover page, page 2. All you need to do from here is duplicate plus change date, and duplicate it until you have 14 pages in total. So in my case, 14 pages, because it only goes to March. Okay, so now I have 14 pages. Last page is the last week of March. And then again, go to Save Export. Select either US letter size or A4. US letter size is better if you're a seller. Then have quadruple running number selected. If you select quadruple double, it will create you a PDF where you have this exact planner twice. So click on running number, US letter, then rearrange, and then batch generate PDF. And that is all you need to do. I hope this tutorial is clear, and I hope you understand better how you can create multiple pages and what setting to select when exporting the planner. If you have any questions, feel free to always message me on Instagram or Facebook, and I will try to respond to your questions as quickly as I can. Bye!